international ocean governance. With its focus on climate, the environment, modern infrastructure and networks, CINEA is the EU's focal point for green projects in Europe.
Commissioner, Director General, distinguished finalists and guests, and dear audience here at the Square in Brussels, and of course, all of you who are joining us online. A very, very good afternoon and a very warm welcome from me, your presenter, Katrina Sickle, to this year's edition of the LIFE Awards. Now, as you all know, LIFE, the programme itself, really is a jewel in a crown of a crown, and it's very, very special that we're here, and the programme is, of course, the Commission's funding instrument for the environment and climate. Now, this is a particularly prestigious edition because we are marking the programme's 30th anniversary. And in order to get you all to, well, feel like I'm not quite so alone on this stage, could we have a warm round of applause? And I swear to God, I'm going to be getting you to do that a lot more. Thank you. And welcome to all of the latecomers who are filing in. Please come in. I'm going to give you a chance to sit, please. Minister in the front row. Thank you very much. I'm just going to give everybody a chance to settle. So, and of course, we are not just marking this brilliant anniversary here today because events are taking place all around Europe. And it's not going to come as a surprise to you that I'm going to ask you to please add your sparkle and share it with the wider community on Twitter. Go on, there must be. Who in this room uses Twitter? So sweet there, somebody shot their hand up. Yes, I know, Anna, yes, because you're trying to get everybody else. So please do tweet anything, words of wisdom, inspiration. Let us get this illustrious occasion trending, okay? Hashtag Life Awards 22. It ain't hard. Please do tweet. And talking of sparkle, yes, this gentleman here is on the stage for a very, very good reason. He's a cartoonist. His name is Frédéric Thonas, or I think you like to be called Tonu. Is that right? And he is going to capture the event highlights today, and we are going to check in with his work from time to time. Now, before I say just a couple of words about this year's edition, I want to personally underline the importance of the LIFE programme and the Natura 2000 network, particularly in the context of the ecocide committed by Russia in Ukraine that we heard that word in the opening ceremony from the Environment Minister of the Ukraine. And we also heard his words, nature is priceless. So I am going to say that programs like this one, the LIFE programme, the Natura 2000 network, are indeed priceless. Now, how does this all work? Well, you know that the LIFE programme and the awards themselves recognise the most innovative, the most inspirational, the most effective LIFE projects that finished in the previous year. So from among 116, those that achieved the greatest benefits for the environment, for the conservation of nature and biodiversity, and of course the fight against climate change are rewarded. So 12 projects across the 3 categories, environment, nature and climate action, are shortlisted as finalists, that's been done, and evaluated by a panel of 3 expert jury members who, of course, agreed upon a winner per category. Now, on top of that, and you should all know this, there's a Citizens' Prize, and that's the culmination of a public voting campaign. It's run for 1 month prior to this ceremony. It's still just about open, and the most voted project of the 12 finalists is going to be revealed today. And in fact, it really is, honest to God, very on the edge of your seat exciting because that gets revealed live. We count down, we close the vote, and then we announce the winner. So you can still vote. There should be a screen. We just saw it, lifeawards.eu. One more thing, the fun doesn't stop there. The LIFE and Natura 2000 is an honorary prize, and that rewards a LIFE project that has made a significant contribution to the conservation of the Natura 2000 network, which I have already referenced, and which also celebrates its 30th birthday. So there is an awful lot of celebrating to be done in the next 90 minutes or so. Let me warn you now, I am going to force you to applaud like fiends. I swear to God, you are going to really hate me, but guess what? You will go away with the most splendid arm muscles and biceps. So that's the payoff, okay? You'll also have to have very dexterous thumbs because I'm asking you to take part in a number of polls and quizzes. We don't want you to just sort of sit back and view this celebration. And we're going to ask you to participate via the Slido app. Very simple. You need to. There it is. Go to slido.com. That's the event code. need to stick that in, #LifeAwards22. You can find that code. Or if you want, just click on the QR code. And those of you who are joining us online also have the QR code on the streaming page. So let me just give you a moment. And there's a slight delay for the people who are watching from the comfort of their homes and offices. So when you've done it, like a good kid, best kid in school, can you stick your hand up when you're ready to roll, please? I love that. Oh, right in my eye line. Fabulous. Of course, Angelo, you were ready, but you had to be ready. You're coming on stage in a minute. Who else is ready? Do we have enough people who can take part? Brilliant. Okay. Can we please get a sense of who you are? Let me ask you to write life in your native language, please. Write life in your native language. There, the very simple instructions. Trust me, this is easy. The other polls get harder, I promise you. So make the most of this one. Vida, vita, leben. Żyzen, życia. Vie. We'll give it a little bit more time. Život. Fun. Thank you for that. Fun. Aha. Okay. Yeah, life is fun. That's nice. Who put that in? Somebody in the house? Oh, did you? Thank you. Okay. So thank you very much. We'll give that just another moment just to see how that builds. Love. Love, fun, and the rest. So thank you very, very much. As you can see, quite a crowd. So a lot of languages, a lot of diversity. That gives me a very nice segue. It's important that I just touch upon this. United in diversity, we all know that's the motto of the EU, and it does make me, and I hope us, think of the former president of the European Parliament who passed away in January of this year, David Sassoli. And he was an ardent supporter of this LIFE programme, and he was also juror for the Nature and Biodiversity category of the 2019 LIFE Awards. And so I would like to, and we would like to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity and this wonderful ceremony to recognise his hard work and his passion, not least in promoting the strengths and the values of the EU. So thank you, and thank you in absentia. And now, who better, when we talk wonderful celebration, to open it than the Commissioner himself? Can I invite EU Commissioner Sinkevičius to please come to the stage? You can't leap up, it's a bit high. I will give you a mic, but you can give him a warm round of applause, otherwise he sort of feels like second best. That is yours, that is your place. If you do not stand in that place, Remy, the show director who you've met, and I have to always mention him, will literally have my guts for garters afterwards. So there you go, thank you very much. Remy, if he's not standing in the right place, it's not my fault, okay? Very good. A few words, if I may. I said at the outset that we are here to recognise the most successful LIFE projects, but also to acknowledge the results of the programme, because, wow, 30 years. Can you just give a short reminder to these lovely people and those at home how exactly and when this programme started?
So, to be honest, it started as an initiative at the European Parliament by members of the Parliament decided that EU has to have its dedicated fund for environmental projects. And it all started, and I think it's been a terrific success story, which I think what's really most important, and it's also very much about our Green Week topic, makes it real on the ground for people to see that difference.
And if you talk real then, that leads very nicely to my next question is, can you share with us just 3 or 4 real achievements of that programme?
So, first of all, what I'm really excited about is when I go to different places visiting LIFE projects is that coexistence between nature and, even economic activities. So, for example, I'm always happy to see how farmers involved into LIFE projects, and they are part of it. And usually their examples is the ones that we have to build on sustainable farming, on farming which is within the boundaries of our planet. We have in many different, most beautiful corners of Europe, species brought back, lynx and so on. So that's a significant achievement, I think, and I think that's, you know, the spirit of life, really. Of course, restoration efforts, nature restoration efforts. Just recently, I visited one of those incredible nature restoration efforts in Denmark. So I think there is a countless number of projects. But most importantly, very soon we will be implementing such projects on the ground in Ukraine too, as Ukraine very soon will become part of life as well.
Thank you very much. And I think just, you know, switching and not wishing to bring down the sort of the tone, because you use that lovely word spirit there. If you had to just encapsulate some of the main environmental challenges, you know, it's evolving. We know this, there is no time to waste. You said it yourself in the opening. Some people have been working on this for this isn't overnight, you know, and cannot be. So how would you articulate those main challenges that this program has to face?
I think for the program, probably the main challenge is, of course, how to get communities as broad as possible together, and different stakeholders in those communities really creating a platform which would be enhancing nature, giving back to nature more than we usually take, and ensuring that, you know, communities, they are part of protecting that nature. So I think it's always going to be a big challenge to get those communities together. But when the program succeeds, that's where, you know, I think the purpose of the program itself. And for 30 years, it's succeeded in all its tries.
Okay, thank you very much. And again, echoing some words that we heard from the Committee of the Regions in the opening session when we talked about if you can get the levels right, and you're talking very much about the power of communities there. If we can get all of those different levels right, that's where we can best see action taking place. Just putting, it's not because Remy is telling me off, it's because this is falling out of my ear. So be specific then. Can you just be specific how LIFE is helping with that?
So, first of all, of course, ensuring and bringing back nature, bringing and restoring ecosystems, bringing back species. You know, I have excellent project in Lithuania where the bird species was almost at the verge of extinct, and now it's a project that everyone in the country is proud of, actually, and talking about it. And even so that LIFE sometimes is not mentioned, I know who is behind it. So that's, and you know, those inspiring stories, one after the other. And we have them, you know, all across Europe. What's the most fascinating?
Well, you said there yourself, you know, if people don't always necessarily know it's LIFE. So here's my last question for you, and I think it's one that has to be asked. Where do people go if they want to find out more about the LIFE program and if they want to get involved in it?
That's probably the most important, the spread of information. So really thankful to our team, who actually now uses all the possible tools of spreading information. So of course you can find information on Twitter, now on Instagram as well. Even a podcast, a dedicated podcast is created. But the most important, if you want to have the full information on all the achievements of LIFE, go into specific projects. There is a dedicated website, lifeis30.eu.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much. And I think that your enthusiasm is going to percolate through the rest of this fantastic ceremony. And I did have the privilege of presenting it in 2019. And it is a story of, I think, the passion that you demonstrate and all of these fantastic achievements. So can we give a very warm round of applause? I can take the microphone to the Commissioner. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So I hope that what the Commissioner just the teasers there and the tip of the iceberg, I hope he's given you a taste for more, because it is a very special occasion and we cannot celebrate those 30 years without a little bit of a stroll through history. So we've got a video for you, so have a look.
It's 1992. The Summer Olympics are taking place in Barcelona, Spain. The Freddie Mercury tribute concert is televised live to over 1 billion people. For the first time in the United States, compact discs outsell cassettes. A lot has happened since then. But what about climate action? Also in 1992, the space shuttle Atlantis takes off from Cape Canaveral, carrying instruments designed to study global warming. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is adopted in New York, and the first World Oceans Day is celebrated, coinciding with the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And what else? And in Europe? On the 21st of May 1992, the then European Economic Community passes 2 laws that would change the face of nature conservation and environmental protection in Europe: the Habitats Directive and the Life Regulation. The LIFE programme and the world's largest coordinated network of protected areas, Natura 2000, are born. Since its beginning 30 years ago, the LIFE programme has allocated €7 billion to more than 5,500 projects. 6,000 protected areas within the Natura 2000 network have benefited from these conservation actions. LIFE has supported the purchase of hundreds of thousands of hectares of endangered habitats, from seagrass beds and peatlands to coastal dunes and forests. LIFE and Natura 2000 have helped protect over 1,800 species of wild animals and plants, including 460 bird species. The programme has funded 700 projects on waste prevention and reduction, recycling and reuse, totalling more than €1 billion of investment, and more than 120 LIFE projects have contributed to the protection, remediation and restoration of the marine environment. Other LIFE projects helped manage flood and drought risks, improve wastewater treatment, enhance water reuse and protect against emerging contaminants. LIFE has helped the EU become a more climate neutral and resilient society, with some €864 million going towards climate change mitigation and adaptation projects between 2014 and 2020. But our commitment does not stop there. To make change happen, LIFE is constantly evolving. In 30 years, LIFE has grown substantially. From an initial budget of €70 million, LIFE funding stands at €5.4 billion for 2021 to 2027. Our work has gone from a few small initiatives to complex and ambitious projects. This has resulted in greater cooperation among public authorities and more efficient and environmentally friendly production methods that make our economies circular. It has also led to greater climate resilience for our environment and cities, the protection of species, and habitat restoration. More recently, LIFE has supported strategic and integrated projects that tackle the complexity of environmental challenges, while keeping in mind that every action counts, no matter how small. LIFE is known as the People's Programme for a reason. It would not have achieved these outstanding results without the passion, efforts and commitment of dedicated Europeans, NGOs, public bodies, enlightened companies, universities, research centres, farmers, fishermen, associations, volunteers and ordinary people who, through their work, made this programme successful, leading to a fundamental change on the ground. And we're not stopping there. With the EU Biodiversity Strategy for 2030, we want to protect 30% of the EU's land and sea area. Did you know that so far, 8% of LIFE projects focus on marine conservation? And we are aiming at much more in the future. We will prioritise the most endangered species and habitats, including those on the EU red lists. We will target underrepresented species like invertebrates and plants. We will support the transition to sustainable, renewable energy and increased energy efficiency. We will also promote synergies among different funding instruments, reinforce the capacities of public and private actors, support governance mechanisms, and ensure the involvement of civil society. We will play a key role in preparing the EU for the climate action challenges in the coming years. This will facilitate the transition towards a sustainable, circular, toxic-free economy and ensure our environment can be restored, protected and improved for future generations. Life will do its best to ensure a green future for Europe. 30 years of bringing green ideas to life, together with you.
And so I think that you would all agree that a picture really does do the business and speaks 1,000 words there. So thank you very much for whoever put together that beautifully condensed and comprehensive walk through, well, almost 30 years of history, I would imagine, or even 30 years being crammed in. So I mentioned at the outset that the winners are, of course, selected by an expert jury, and the selection task is certainly not an easy one, genuinely not an easy one, and really does require a quality trio of experts to do it. And this year's edition was no exception. So I'd like us just, if we can show on screen the three brilliant people who carried out that hard work. Now, Isabel, you're going to meet shortly. She is with us live, and you're going to hear from Antonella and from Father Dr. Jostrom by video in the course of the event. But really nice mix of expertise there, and as you will hear from them, a very, very hard task. I don't think that will surprise you. So, these good people discussed the finalists, but who are the finalists? Now, we are going to kick things off right now with the environment category. That's our first one. I'd like you to keep your thumbs at the ready, if you will, and of course, those of you who are with us online, because I'm going to ask you to exercise your brain cells in just a moment, okay? But first of all, a few facts and stats about this category. So we should have a slide. There we go. More than 2,850 projects with over 2.5 billion euros in terms of EU contribution, 700 that just focus on the circular economy, so that's more than 1 billion euros of investment, and then projects on waste recycling, more than 500 million euros devoted. So, in a minute, that's going to disappear, and I'm going to pick random people from the audience, and I'm going to say, right, what did bullet point 2 say? Okay, are you ready? Look at the faces of panic. No, I'm not going to do that at all. There's a collective horror in the room. Okay, no, that was just the kind of the top lines, the tip of the iceberg. Can I ask you to go to Slido, please? And I'd like you to take part in a multiple choice poll. I'm not saying the poll is any easier than if I had asked you to cite those bullet points, but can you have a look now? So go to Slido. There it is. There's the QR code, Life Awards 22. And let's see how genned up on this you all are. There you go. Do you think that between 2015 and 2020, the domestic use rate of circular material has dropped, remained stable, or increased? So let's give that a moment. There seems to be a clear front runner. Increased, remained stable, or dropped, the domestic use rate of circular material. Okay, I don't think that's going to change in terms of a front runner. So I'm happy if our lovely Slido lady is ready. I think we can reveal what the answer is. There we go. So how many people in the room got that right? Hands up. You're so I love it. Every time you're like, look at me. Yeah, you're so happy. I love it. It's so always brilliant for the presenter to have a happy person right in front of them. Indeed, but the increase, I don't know if you know what the increase is, but it's 1.5%. So I think we might show that. 1.5% is the increase from 11.3% to 12.8%. Who knew that? Okay, all right. So may I ask for the second question to be put up? Okay, do you think that between 2015 and 20, municipal waste generation per capita has increased, dropped, remained stable? I bet some people are thinking this is a trick question. Increased, dropped, remained stable. Okay, I think you're all very clear. It's almost the same percentage as the last time. So we will ask our lovely lady on Slido, whose name I didn't get, so I'm sorry. Can you reveal? There we go, increased, absolutely correct. Who got that right in the room? And you again. Okay, very good. You know by how much it's increased? In kilos, down to the last gram? From 480 to 505 kilograms. And here's a last one. Okay, let's put this one up now. Noemi, thank you very much. Noemi, thank you. I've just been told, lovely Noemi. Do you think that between 2015 and 20, the exposure to air pollution, and we're talking particulate matter or PM, has increased, dropped, or remained stable? Okay, so still there is an increase. We're still hesitating between, dropped is not sure, dropped and remained stable. Okay, Naomi, I think you can reveal the answer to that one. It's dropped. Do you have a happy face? No, you didn't get it right, did you? Okay, it has dropped from 15.8 micrograms per cubic meter of air to 10.5. Okay, who got all three right in the room? Angelo, you just don't count. I'm sorry, because you're supposed to know it, Earl. Okay, we are actually now going to meet the finalists. So can I please, thank you very much for being busy with your thumbs. Can I invite the lovely finalists in the environment category to join me on stage? Welcome, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you. And you may take seats. So just put your hands up. We have Sonia Rodriguez, Life No Waste Portugal, Eleonora de Sabata, Clean Sea Life Italy, Mary Sweetman, Life Ecosystems Aqua Monitrix in Ireland, and Heidrun Famler, Life Fit for Reach in Latvia. I said I would say this 1,000,000 times. A picture speaks 1,000 words. So I'm going to let the video do the work, and we're going to have a look what all of these brilliant finalists have been up to. Video, please. Thank you.
Clean Sea Life was an awareness-raising project that reduced marine litter along Italian coasts. Citizens and fishers removed 112 tons of waste. More than 20,000 people signed the project's Pledge to the Sea. Life Ecosense Aqua Monitrix designed and manufactured a portable monitoring solution for the water sector. The solution is low cost, low energy and connected by the Internet of Things. The improved water quality will have a positive impact on environmental quality and public health. Life Fit for Reach helped companies in the Baltic states manage chemicals and substitute hazardous substances. Other low-effort, low-cost measures were introduced in another 76 companies. The project's training sessions and events reached more than 3,000 people. Life No Waste combined ash and organic waste to revive degraded soil at 3 former mining sites in Portugal. The team recycled around 50 tons of biomass ash and 70 tons of biological sludge. The project's actions also lowered waste from the pulp and paper industry.
Thank you very much. Right, and what always impresses and intrigues me is the difference in the diversity and the level of detail. Here we are, we go about our daily lives, and then you just go wham, and you come hard up against those phenomenal projects with phenomenal people with a lot of passion, and it's very sobering. So well done, everybody, just for the very fact of being finalists. I'm now going to invite to the stage, of course, jury member Isabel Suarez. So if you could please come now. Isabel is project coordinator, Life Awards 2020 double winner for Life. Stay there. That's your spot. Yeah. It should be. You need to hold it right up there. And that lovely sound of angels ascending was actually for you walking onto stage. You missed that.
Thank you.
Okay, so very briefly, tell us more about that life project that you coordinated, the Floor for Life.
So, Floor for Life project was a project fighting food waste due to appearance, specifically the waste of fruits and vegetables that are wasted due to their appearance because of their size, their color, of their shape. This results in a waste of 30% of what is produced by farmers in Europe. What we do in our cooperative in Portugal is to buy directly from farmers these products and to sell them to our consumers in delivery points across Portugal. With the help of Life program, we launched 8 new delivery points, and we have now 15 delivery points. We work with 300 farmers, 8,000 consumers, and we have already saved 4,000 tons of ugly fruits and vegetables from being wasted, valuing the water, the energy, and the soil used to grow them.
Brilliant, thank you. And as we saw there are some opportunities for some very good ad campaigns we can see. I bet that's such fun to do that. I introduced you as a double winner because you were the first finalist who won 2 of the categories. It was Environment and the Citizens Prize in the Life Awards 2020. So were you like, yes, and like punching the air millions of times? Yeah? How did you feel?
As you saw in the video, it was overwhelming because having a life funding was already a big happiness for us because it was an essential help to replicate our alternative consumption model. And then winning 2 prizes was incredible because it was a proof for us that our consumption model works, and it works in an environmental way, having the jury acknowledge that our results overcome our expectations, but it also works in an economic and social way for farmers and consumers who greatly voted for us, giving us the Citizen Prize.
Absolutely, thank you. And it's always very, very uplifting that, isn't it? Now, of course, you are the best person to be a juror, that is absolutely clear. Is there anything, because we're going to get to the announcement very shortly, anything that you would particularly highlight about the finalists? Yeah.
It's difficult because they are very different since they present solutions to the different elements that make up environment, air, water, and soil. But as a common denominator for all the projects, I would like to highlight that all of them had a very well-defined goal. Okay. And they work closely with the actors involved in their problem solving. Community, local authorities, companies.
Okay, everybody. In fact, we heard all about that huge ecosystem. I think when we did that walk through history, there were all of those different absolutely essential pieces of that ecosystem. And I would imagine that without a goal, you're just not going to make it happen. So there we go. I think I'm going to ask you a last question, and it's going to lead you to be able to announce the winner. And that last question is, so what were the particular strengths of the winning project?
First, the results achieved by the project are impressive.
Okay.
Both considering the numbers achieved fighting the threat they were dealing with.
Okay.
And also considering the amount of people reached by the project awareness campaign.
Okay.
Moreover, one of the major strengths for me, it was its contribution to changing national and also European policy and the legislation.
Okay.
Especially, spoiler alert,
Okay, well, you don't need to, we need to say it to them, I think, but okay.
the one that led to a national law banning microbeads in cosmetics. For all that, I'm pleased to inform that the winner in the environment category is the Clean Sea Life Project.
Please come forward. I feel I would like to give it to you, but I feel it's more for you to hand it over to Eleonora.
So what are you most proud of this project?
About a lot of things. This is a teamwork, and what I'm most proud of is the fact that the Clean Sea Life project is over, is ended, but it's not really over because the Clean Sea Life community is still going on and is still going strong. And if you follow us on social media, please do. You will see that we are still cleaning up the seas and achieving also some, like you said, like policy legacy. I'm muddling up words, but I'm very happy.
Yeah, because you're happy. You're allowed to muddle up words.
Thanks to everybody, to you guys, to the jury, and to the partners, and most of all to the people who made the Clean Sea Life project a really successful one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So stay here. No, you're okay. Sorry, not, oh my God, I terrified you there. It's okay, no, you can give me the microphone. What I was going to say is that it's very, very hard as a finalist to be on a stage. It's a bit like Miss World, except much better, of course, when a live announcement is made. So absolutely nobody goes away without being paparazzi'd, which is what I say. So could you please come forward because you're all brilliant and you said they are brilliant projects. And can we have a round of applause and a photo? Thank you. So all come together. I think somebody is snapping from the very, very back. Big smiles, wistity, cheek. Yep, there's that hand. More applause. Sorry, I know I told you. Well done, well done, well done. You don't go home empty-handed. I love being able to say this. There is actually kind of goodie bags, but you have to leave the stage to get those. But warm congratulations. I won't grab your trophy. I will grab that. Thank you so much. Even just to share a stage with 5 ladies in this day and age is a rarity. So, thank you. You may take your seats. Thank you very, very much. We managed, I hope for the lovely people at home, that we're kind of hitting the right spots and you don't sort of keep seeing bits of my elbow or half a shoe, because that won't be a very good thing. I'm doing my best. Okay. We're going to move straight into the second category. And the second category, as you will see on the screen, is nature. Should be there. Hope it's there. There it is. Okay. Now, first of all, here's a bit of a treat. Who better to kick off this category than a very, very special man, Sir David Attenborough, who joins us via video. Video, please.
On the 21st of May, 1992, the then European Economic Community, the EEC, passed 2 laws that would change the face of nature conservation in Europe: the Habitats Directive and the LIFE regulation, which established the LIFE programme. The Habitats Directive ensured the conservation of a wide range of rare, threatened or endemic animal and plant species. Together with the Birds Directive adopted in 1979, it extended protection to approximately 1,500 animal and plant species and 200 habitat types across Europe. It also established a Europe-wide ecological network of protected areas called Natura 2000. 30 years on, Natura 2000 has become the largest of all such networks. It safeguards around 28,000 sites, covering approximately 1.3 million square kilometres, an area of 4.5 times the size of Italy. Natura 2000 would not be what it is today without the LIFE programme. LIFE has worked miracles by providing the right amount of money to the right people at the right time. LIFE projects have played a pivotal role in saving endangered habitats and species, expanding the Nature 2000 network, boosting EU nature legislation, removing invasive alien species, combating illegal practices and raising awareness of nature among the wider public. One only has to look at its impact to see how effective this small programme has been. Since 1992, LIFE has co-financed conservation actions on more than 6,000 Nature 2000 sites. That's roughly 20% of the entire network. And it's doubled the size of the Marine Natura 2000 network over the past 5 years. More than €3 billion has been spent on around 1,800 nature and diversity projects. LIFE projects have safeguarded some 750 species and 5,400 habitats, and they've purchased around 200,000 hectares of land across Europe, land that is now protected in perpetuity. Thanks to LIFE, roughly 170,000 hectares of Myres in the UK have been restored, as have 40% of Belgium's peatlands. The condition of 25% of Estonia's Alvar grassland is now greatly improved. Rare habitats like the western taiga and the laurel forests of the Azores and the Canary Islands have made a welcome return, and seagrass beds, dynamic dune systems, and their associated species have recovered. LIFE has also targeted 64 freshwater fish species. For 6 of them, the reported conservation status at European level has clearly improved. LIFE has also helped to improve the conservation status of more than 200 European bird species. Today, the bearded vulture, the Azores bullfinch, and the aquatic warbler are back from the brink of extinction. And the population of the most endangered feline in the world, the Iberian lynx, has now risen from 94 individuals in 2002 to more than 1,000 in 2020. LIFE was not alone. A number of other innovative programs are helping to secure the most valuable assets of our natural heritage in Europe. For example, the Endangered Landscapes program, a collaboration between the Cambridge Conservation Initiative and Arcadia, the fund of Lisbeth Rousing and Peter Baldwin, is currently restoring 8 European landscapes for nature and people. Many projects across the region enjoy support from both LIFE and the Endangered Landscapes programme. This is a fine example that shows how public and private financing can work together. The 16th edition of the LIFE Awards recognises the most innovative, inspirational and effective LIFE projects in 3 categories: nature, environment and climate action. I want to congratulate all the nominees, and I have no doubt that they will add to LIFE's impressive track record. LIFE has been and continues to be an inspiration to citizens, public bodies, industry and NGOs. Each LIFE project means concrete action on the ground, resulting in more biodiversity, less pollution, more climate action and cleaner energy. I wish LIFE and Natura 2000 a very happy 30th birthday, and I look forward to hearing about more great success stories in the years to come.
first of all, as you may imagine, to come back on stage after that, it's really not easy, because that's a very difficult act to follow. Secondly, God, does he not have the most beautiful and reassuring voice? Hey, you just recognize it anywhere. And thirdly, hey, if the program is good enough for Sir David Attenborough, then I think, well, I sort of feel like we should applaud again, because that is a hell of an endorsement to have. So thank you very, very much. Now, without further ado, I'd like us to meet our 4 finalists. Can I ask them to please come to the stage? Welcome to all of you. So a warm round of applause. Thank you. Please come and take a seat. I didn't have the privilege of meeting you before, so where is Hanna Pankova from the Czech Republic, Life for Minuartia? Yes, and also we have Chrysostomas Meli on behalf of Life Kedros in Cyprus. I think we can safely say is the only gentleman on stage. It is going to be you. We also have Chantal McLeod-Nolan. Did I pronounce that? Chantal McLeod-Nolan, Life 14. Take the microphone and I think introduce yourself. Go on, please. Go on, tell us the project and the country.
Hello. Hi, Chantal McLeod-Nolan. I work on the Roseate Turn Life Recovery Project in the UK and Ireland.
Thank you very much. I think it's so much better than I speak for you. And finally, to our 4th finalists.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, you're good?
I'm Raquel Filgueiras, and I'm representing the Rewilding Vultures project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, normally as a moderator, I would sit and discuss all of this in great depth, but no, because we do have a lovely condensed video for our audience. So if you can play the video, we can find out what they've been up to. Thank you.
Life Kedros improved the conservation status and resilience of cedar forests in a Cyprus Natura 2000 site. They restored 12 hectares of degraded habitat. They closed more than 30 kilometers of forest roads to improve habitat connectivity and stability. Life for Minuartia saved the Minuartia smeikali flowering plant from extinction. The team introduced regular mowing and grazing. 3,300 seedlings reinforced the population. Life Roseate Tern improved breeding conditions for Europe's rarest breeding seabird. The team enhanced nesting habitat. Data were gathered, helping the team develop a long-term conservation strategy. Life Revultures protected the griffon and black vultures in Bulgaria and northeastern Greece. They also set up a geographic information system and developed maps showing the birds' locations. And a breeding program ensured a sustainable population.
Now that you have seen these 4 fantastic videos, let me tell you why they are the finalists of this year's nature category. Life co-finances conservation projects that deal mainly with biodiversity, habitats and species protection. Our finalists have included all these activities and also have put sustainability and stakeholder engagement at the center of their activities. Therefore, they contributed not only at very local level, but also national and European level. Our winner topped the competition because performed the restoration action on a very large scale and included many innovative activities for habitat conservation. These activities led to a significant habitat enlargement and therefore directly contributed to the EU Habitat Directives and the Biodiversity Strategy to 2030. Moreover, this project can be duplicated across Europe and well beyond. This is a real great achievement. And now, without any further delay, let me tell you who the winner for the Life Award 2022 Nature category is Life Kedros, enhancing the conservation, status and resilience of cedar forest at risk from climate change in Cyprus. Congratulations.
Come on. Now, you had a very, very surprised look on your face there. Did you see? You went, all right then, okay. I guess it's quite a good one. That was, I hope somebody took that picture of your face. It was fabulous. Now, thank you. We heard there from that lovely, from our lovely juror, I think she used the word, there were innovative activities, there were impactful results, and I think at the end, talking about the possibility of replicability. Now, I was going to ask you, what did you think made the project stand out as a winner, but you might want to tell me something else. Go on. Oh, you do want to say something else? I do. Yes. Oh, okay. There we go.
The reason I was that surprised was I'm not Dr. Iliadis, who is the man in charge of the project.
You need to hold that right there.
I am here on behalf of Dr. Iliadis, and we had a discussion about whether he should prepare something for this.
Needs to be right there. We hear nothing. There we go.
He was very adamant that he wouldn't win this. So it was very difficult to get him to give me something, but in the end he did.
You were wrong then, weren't you?
Yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure he's very thrilled right now. So in terms of, well, according to Dr. Iliadis, it wasn't really one factor, but a combination of factors that set this project apart. It focuses in the sustainable management of one of the narrowest endemic habitats in the EU, the Cyprus cedar forest, with an area of just under 3 kilometers, and it's found in a single population in the Paphos forest. I'll just keep it brief, and just to say, if you need some more information, especially more technical information on the project, please get in touch with Dr. Iliadis. He will be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
It made me think as though, because you said he absolutely thought he wasn't going to win, that you had to stand over him as he wrote that or as he typed that on as you will type this. Absolutely fantastic. Sorry, I was so like that. I was about to put my script down and keep the mic. Okay, so that was a beautiful moment. Can I please ask you three, who I think were also highly amused, to come forward, and the same thing so that we can have a picture. Honestly, brilliant. There is a photographer right at the back raising a hand, so huge congratulations. More clapping. I told you you're going to build these up. Thank you so very much. And can I say to these lovely ladies, this isn't empty words. Everyone could be a winner, and I really mean that, and I think you know that. And warm congratulations, and thank you so much for being here. And that was hilarious. Anyway, thank you so much. You may take a seat. What I would just like to do, a reminder, this is an award ceremony in moving parts. We have a bit to go through. We've got our final climate action category, and then we've got the Citizens' Prize, which is going to be, the winner of which is going to be announced live, and then we have an honorary prize. But I promise there's more good stuff to come, so please stay with us, and please, those of you who are with us online, please stay with us too. This is the moment, because he's been so patient. I hope it's going to work technically. Oh, it does work technically, to check in with the brilliant work of Tonu, our cartoonist. So that's fantastic. Such a hard job. You could actually moderate. Well, he hasn't got a microphone to answer, but such a hard job to know what to synthesize. But that's what's going on. I'm going to check in a few more times in the course of the ceremony, and then we're going to see something wonderful unfold right at the end. And while I have your attention, don't forget that Citizens' Prize, you can just about still vote, okay? So lifeawards.eu, that's where you need to go if you haven't done it yet. And now our third category, which is, of course, climate action. And as before, I'll just wait, there it is. Okay, climate action, I got it right. As before, some facts and stats, and then I'm going to ask you to get busy again, if I may. So, a few facts and stats coming up now, hopefully, there. Somebody set their alarm for, I'm not sure what, Slido? I don't know, or, I have to leave the awards now. Life contributes to the transformation of the Union into a climate neutral and, the important word, resilient society. There it tells you between 2014 and 21 has funded more than 240 projects on climate action. And in 2021 to 2027, 61% of the financial envelope of the new LIFE programme would be climate related. I'm just going to check I'm on my spot. So may I invite you please to do a quiz. So let me just check that you are still with us. No, I'm not going to ask you to cite those. Closing your eyes, I'm going to ask you if you know the difference. We're going to check if you know the difference between climate adaptation and mitigation activities. So we often hear the terms climate change adaptation and climate change mitigation. What's the difference? So who knows? Hands up. Adaptation. Do you know the difference in the house? I know you know the difference because you know everything, and that's good. So climate change adaptation aims at adjusting our systems to respond to actual or expected climatic effects, whereas climate change mitigation measures are aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, 4 pictures, you have to decide. Okay, so if I can kindly ask Naomi to put that first picture up there, and we'd like you to tell us, is it mitigation or is it adaptation? This project worked on designing and developing multifunctional green and blue infrastructure in grey, peri-urban landscapes. Are these mitigation or adaptation measures? Is it responding to actual or expected climatic effects, or is it reducing greenhouse gas emissions? Adaptation or mitigation? We'll give it 10 more seconds. There's some consultation going on the front row. Oh, I think that might be cheating. No, I jest. Okay, are we there? Naomi, do you want to reveal what is the right answer? Voila, okay, very good. You can give yourselves a clap. I think you're too tired to do that. I won't force you. Thank you, Angelo, I'll force you. All right, the next one, please. So this project deployed a pilot network of domestic prosumers with solar panels installed on their rooftops and connected via smart meters. Mitigation or adaptation? So we'll just give it a moment more time. There doesn't seem to be a shift. Yes, it's dropping, the mitigation. Let's just give it a few more seconds. And Nemi, can you reveal the result, the correct answer? Voila, okay. So who got those in the room both correct? Okay, brilliant. Next one, please. We have 2 more. This project is all about forest fire prevention. This project ran a forest fire prevention and training program, including educational activities with children. Mitigation or adaptation? Mitigation or adaptation actions? And Naomi, can you please reveal what is the correct answer? Voila, very good. You are all excellent. You all get gold stars. And the last one, please. Very, very different project. Tested new cultivation practices for tree crops aimed at increasing the carbon capture potential of soils. Is this climate change mitigation or adaptation? Naomi, the correct result is... Et voila. So give yourselves a round of applause anyway. I think you should. Very well done. All right, I love it. There's some pleased faces in there. I got it right. Yes, I was rubbish at school, but I got that right in Slido. Okay, without further ado, let us please meet our 4 finalists in this category. Can I invite you to come to the stage, please? And you can please give them a warm round of applause. Welcome. Just very briefly, I just need the name of your name, the name of your project, and the country, please. And you can grab a mic and hold it right here, and then I don't have to speak for you. So, are you Anita Kermer by chance? That's great. Does your mic work, or are they going to kill me up there?
I hope so.
Okay.
So I'm Anita Kermer, representative of the Live Wine Ecos project from Germany.
Thank you. Welcome to you, Anita. Thank you. Yes?
Yes, you can hear me. The name of the project is Life Diademe. It's adaptive lighting for municipalities.
Thank you very much. We're going to find out a little bit more about it in a moment. Next, please.
My name is Andrei Sticker, and I'm representing Life Doppelplus, which means win-win situation.
Okay, thank you very much. And
my name is Pilar Díaz, representative of Diputació de Barcelona, and I'm representing the Clinomics, Life Clinomics project.
Thank you very much. So again, as much as I would love to chat with you all with a large glass of wine, the video is actually going to do it for you. So let's have a look what these good people have been up to. Video, please. Thank you.
Life Doppelplus helped low-income people in Tyrol, Austria, become clean energy transition ambassadors. They advised around 1,000 households on how to optimize their daily energy consumption. The project created a win-win situation for the environment and household budgets. Life Clinomics increased the climate change resilience of various territories and economies in Catalonia. The team involved several stakeholders in developing a strategy and action plans to encourage local involvement in climate change adaptation. The team also launched a climate change adaptation pact to encourage uptake in other areas. Life Diademe proved the energy-saving benefits of its adaptive street lighting system in Rome, Piacenza and Rimini. They installed 1,000 devices to collect data on luminance, road traffic, pollutants, noise levels and weather conditions. Life Vinicos boosted biodiversity on vineyards in Saxony-Anhalt, Germany, making them more climate resilient. The project helped maintain around 1,000 jobs in the winemaking sector. Also, wild bee numbers increased by more than 200%.
Hello, good evening from the ecology sector of the Vatican Dicastery for promoting integral human development. So happy to join you all on the occasion of the Life Awards. And this year, being the 30th anniversary of the Life Project, I suppose is all the more beautiful. We have just seen these videos. Fascinating. It was difficult for me as a member of the jury to go through all these projects, to watch the videos and choose the winner. But what I liked about all the projects that we examined were two things. First of all, the integral, holistic approach. Even the projects I examined in the area of climate action, it was not just about climate. It was connected to biodiversity, it was connected to water, it was connected to ecosystems. And that's very important, that we did not think in silos. We are able to put things together. The second thing I liked was ecosystems was put in relationship with the local communities, with the governments, with the European Union, with the world of politics, economics, business, regulations, law, and all that is important. It's only together that we can meet the challenge of the climate crisis and all the other facets of the current ecological crisis. So, in the light of these criteria, I'm happy to announce the winner of the climate action sector of the Life Awards. And the winner is Life Vinicos from Germany, a beautiful project to boost biodiversity to arrive at climate resilience. Congratulations to the winner and God bless.
I have to greatly apologise with the last two that I am the one who hands over. I never actually get the privilege of handing over a trophy, so thank you. Congratulations. You were, I think, almost as surprised as our last winner. There was a moment there. A little bit of a change. One question for you specifically, I think, how did the funding, how did the Life funding help you reach your goals?
Oh, the LIFE funding enabled us to set up pilot trials where we tested native biodiversity in vineyards to improve biodiversity in general and to improve ecosystem services that are most beneficial for reducing erosion, promoting beneficial insects, and reducing CO2 emissions. And this convinced our wine growers to adapt these methods. And we were so lucky that we had another LIFE project with an international consortium. So we are trying these methods in France, in Hungary, and in Austria. And we really hope that our projects will make the European vineyards more climate adapted and more biodiversity friendly. Thank you very much for all who helped us and for the whole project consortium.
Thank you very much. And thank you. And again, you picked up on that whole importance of replicability and where you see the scope of this particular project. Yes, nobody goes home without being paparazzi'd or without a goodie bag. Can you please come forward? And please, because the work, I know you know this, that goes into all this is huge. So there is a lovely photographer at the back. Look, the one there, he's waving with his white cuffs. Not the man with the smartphone, that one there, look, the proper photographer. More applause, please. Thank you. There you go. See, as long as he's all right, I'm all right. Thank you. Well done. And thank you for being here and for your extremely hard work. You may go and grab a goodie bag as you go off the stage. Let me put that down very carefully there and come here. So 3 compelling categories, 3 brilliant winners. What's next? In just a moment, the Citizens' Prize vote, which we will live close and then live reveal the winner. But just another sneak peek, I hope, if we're connected correctly and see our cartoonist. Has he gone beyond the deep sea, the diver? No, look. Bless you. No, it's all right, Tony, your picture, I love that. You were stabbing at the, yes, why is it not working? It's all right. We will have plenty of time. Don't let me disturb you. Carry on, please. I love that. We need to be photographing that little moment where technology lets us all down. You look, I love this. It's like 2 guys bemusedly stabbing an iPad. It's okay because... because it's all right. We will catch up with you another time, and the voting is shortly going to close. And I think that we can do, would you mind me now prevailing upon you to shout rather than clap? Because I'd like you to do the countdown with me to closing the Citizens' Prize. So it should, I think, come on the screen. It's a very short countdown. We're not counting down from 1,000. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank you. 0. Slightly desultory countdown, but I'll take it. And I am genuinely so excited, but I can finally get you on stage, Angelo. That's actually my excitement. So please, can you give a very warm welcome to this lovely gentleman? You need to go that way. You're getting... Chorus of Angels?
Do it again.
That's the chorus. Do you want to come and hear the Chorus of Angels?
No, but I fly.
You fly?
No,
okay.
The angel, they say.
I could see you flying onto this stage.
Yeah,
it would be good. On one of the leaves, I think. So a warm welcome to Angelo Salsi, who is, of course, head of Department D, which sounds very Men in Black, may I just say, the European Climate, Infrastructure and Environment Executive Agency. Department D does what in one sentence?
In one sentence?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it later. We save the world and we implement the Green Deal. For the rest, it's peanuts.
Hello. Okay. Would you like to say a few words before we find out who has won this prize?
So the Citizens Awards, why? Is because we have heard before that the LIFE program is very much a people's program. It was not named like that from the start. It was actually one of my former head of department in the previous agency that developed this concept. And I think it's really a perfect match, because probably after Erasmus is the program where we can get as close as European Union as possible to the citizens on the ground. Small communities, small groups, NGOs, small and medium enterprises. So individuals that count in our society. So we asked them to participate in this particular game and vote for their beloved project. We proposed a few. Now we have closed the count. And I think now the task is for you, Katrina, to say who is the winner.
Well, I can't, yes. Well, the task is to me to sort of hook up with the lovely technical crew to announce the winner. We're going to reveal it, I hope, on screen directly. Go to where the source of the voting is. I have not been told otherwise. Yes, it's coming. And et voila! Clean Sea Life, there it is. Okay, come. Please come. Yep, absolutely. You take that. Perfect. I think, it's a photographer. No, yes, but you've got some photos there, so you can do another round of applause. And yes, sorry, but thank you. He's right there. Hello. So I give you that.
Thank you. No, questo è mio.
Oh, yeah. An obvious question, if I may, because it is very valuable, and we heard it actually from the juror, Isabel, how valuable it is to be voted by the public, to be voted by that community that Angelo said. So how can you articulate how that means for you?
Well, it's a wonderful feeling, and this is actually a vote for all the people who bent their back and knees to pick up the litter and worked so hard and devoted thousands of work days and hours to clean up our seas. I would like to thank them all, and I think this will motivate them to do more and inspire other people to follow their examples. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any last word from you before you leave?
It seems to become a tradition. Double winner once, double winner twice. So I don't know whether it's going to become the standard in the next edition. Let's see.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Congratulations to you. You are coming to the stage again, but you can take a breather for now. So a warm round of applause to these lovely people. Thank you. And I will be able to have the privilege of having a chat for a very specific reason with Angelo just before we close. But before that, we do have, as I said, a final category, and it is a special one. It's the Special Life and Natura 2000 Award. And so it gives me great pleasure to invite to join me on stage the Director General of DG Environment, Florica Fink-Hoyer. A warm welcome, please. Thank you very much. Back here in a very different way, perhaps less sober than the opening ceremony, a bit more sort of raucous. Can I ask you a couple of questions? I'm going to move you across there to make sure we're good for our lovely technical people. So, this is a kind of a double award. This is special. They go together, Natura 2000s and Life. So what do you think for you is the real strengths of these two initiatives?
First of all, it is really a very unique one, because I think 10 days ago we had the Natura 2000 award, now we had the Life award, and now we have the double award, which is really very unique. It's because of the 30th anniversary of both. And both are really a twin. I would almost say it's a trio, because on the basis of all of this is the Habitat Directive, also turning 30. But when you think, and I think it was very eloquently and very impactfully said already by Sir David Attenborough, he explained in detail what Natura 2000 is and why Life is a twin to it. But I think there's one thing which we should remember, and I think we can collectively be very proud of, is Natura 2000 is the world's largest connected, protected area. The world's largest protected area. So that's really quite unique. And 20% of the conservation work is financed by LIFE.
Right.
So LIFE and Natura really always go very often together, and also it's very often a bottom-up approach. Now, what we have accomplished, I mean, of course, as I said, if it's the largest area, it's already an accomplishment, but in Europe, we have approximately 18% of land protected all over Europe, and roughly 10% of the sea area. That sounds quite a lot, and it is a real accomplishment, but it's far from being enough, because we want to have 30 plus 30. And those who know, we are going for the Biodiversity Cup, and we had it also as an ambition in our biodiversity strategy. We said 30 by 30. And Europe wants to be the leader, the driver for globally going up 30 by 30, and others like the US and others are now also announcing it, but we have still to deliver. So it's quite a lot. And then that's why in a couple of weeks, well, it's actually this month already, we will come out with the nature restoration law. Because when we talk about protection, it's also about conservation and also maintaining and restoring. So that's the accomplishment.
Yeah, it's huge. I love it. You said that as an understatement. So that's the accomplishment. A hell of an accomplishment indeed. And just all of this, and as you sort of touched upon there, all of this requires political will. All of this requires robust policy. So if we go back to February, the 30 years of the network, of the Natura 2000 network, received political acknowledgement and actually culminating in the Strasbourg Declaration. So I didn't know if you could just say a couple more points on that for us.
Well, we had actually this year, because it's 30th anniversary, we had another ministerial conference under the French presidency together with the Commission in order to reinforce this political commitment, because that's what we really need, because land, nature is enormously under pressure. Even more so, you had heard that also in the opening session. I mean, be it for agriculture, be it for energy permitting and all of this. So land is under pressure. That's why we want to protect and restore and maintain. But this declaration at Strasbourg in February was a ministerial declaration saying that, confirming that we have to reduce the human pressure, that we have to implement, but we also have to expand. As I said, we are far from the 30 plus 30, and also, of course, share best practice. And I think this is a political declaration and will on which we hold our council and our colleagues also accountable, because we need to prepare, as I said, for this biodiversity COP.
Thank you. After all of that, you have the nice job of announcing the winner of this prize. That is actually yours to do, not me. So first of all, do you want to do that first?
I thought there's a video on
well,
it.
we can do it any way you like. Either we can do it via video and we find it, or you would like to do it. Okay.
Because it's a very unique but also very practical and very hands-on project with a lot of ecological but also economic benefits.
Okay, beautiful. Let us have the video, please, if we may, and find out who the winner is. ask to join me on stage, Anneli Holm. Please come. A warm. You can come on. You can't let her do this distance without. You might have a photographer at the back there. You've certainly got somebody snapping. Anneli is actually the former project manager of Life to Alvares. So, Florica, it's actually for you to have a chat and not me to rain on your parade. So I'm going to let you do that.
Okay, but first of all, you asked me what is so special about it, and I will ask you as well. But I think what you saw, the Estonian project, who, by the way, was already a winner, or a finalist at least, in the Natura Award in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But what is great about it is restoring grassland, as you have seen, but also bringing back agriculture, the grazing. And why it is so important, because very often there is this misbelief, like if you protect, you cannot have any economic activity. And that is leading to misunderstandings, difficult discussions. People think they have to have trade-offs, and it's not the case. And here in this case, I think the beauty was you brought back through restorations, through the also livestock grazing, economic activity, which is even then, I think, funded under the CAP. So it's a perfect example that several objectives can go perfectly together. What I wanted to ask you, you can, of course, elaborate on all of this, why it was so special, but also what made it special for you to work on this and work on the Natura 2000 side. But you can, sell it in every way you want.
Thank you very much. I would first of all like to thank you for this amazing award. All of our team is extremely grateful. And I would have to say that I enjoyed every bit of this project. I literally dedicated myself to this for 5 years. And I would especially want to thank all the farmers, landowners. We included 600 private landowners into this project, 60 farmers. It was huge, huge work, but I'm really happy to see that it is continuing now. All the areas are grazed. And just last week, on one of the sites, an orchid was discovered in Estonia that was been extinct for 100 years. And now it was rediscovered. So it got...
That's amazing.
But that's really, I think, a very, very good example of how you restore and how you bring it back. I hardly don't dare, because you said you dedicated a large part of your life to it, but do you still have any new ambitions on the project? Of course, it needs to be maintained, or anything, or advice for others you would have?
I'm already running a new project now, so...
Which one?
It's Life Connecting Meadows. It's also a quite similar project, so I will continue the work.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, and I think it's well-deserved, well-deserved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You are allowed to put your feet up off stage. Thank you very much. And again, a warm thanks to both of these lovely ladies. What an incredible moment there with the orchid. How amazing. It's just, I was watching everybody's faces in the audience when you were talking, and when you, it just, everyone feels very emotional and happy. It's extraordinary. So congratulations, 5 years. That's a long time. And now you've got another 5, right? Okay. All right. So I said to you, right, so we've done all of those brilliant categories. So may I thank again, just momentarily, but with huge heartfelt thanks, the finalists and the winners, and we will get you up at the end for a group photo, very, very important. I don't know if, Tonu, your iPad is, oh gosh, okay, 1 minute. All right, there it is. I have to give you 1 minute, okay. I will just chat away and tell you who will be coming up after that 1 minute. I'm going to be inviting back Angela, there we go. A lost flower, That's great, isn't it? Okay, thank you very, very much. I'm going to invite to the stage now Angelo Salsi. I'm going to invite you back. And I'm also going to ask Henrietta Bastrup-Berg, former member of the team that drafted the Habitats Directive that the Director General just talked about, to come. So, well, oh my God, I accused you of cheating. Come round this side. Come here. Voila. That was dreadful. I was actually looking at you when I said you were cheating at Slido before, and now I'm mortified to see you, this illustrious person, come up onto stage. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not doing chats with you. You're doing chats with each other, but I'd love you to have a microphone each. So let me just grab, do you want to grab that one? Voila. Now you get to be MC. Angelo gets to be MC because you're about to retire, right? Sorry, So things happen. So it's absolutely your prerogative. I'm going to listen in, and you've got a couple of questions for the lovely Henrietta because you know this project the best. Over to you.
So provided you hear me, the first thing, I'm really a bit nervous and excited about being here with Henriette, because it's bringing us back for a moment. We hardly really crossed, if you want, lines by probably days or weeks. But apart from this, I've been told that you were sort of the mother, if I may say so, together possibly with some fathers as well of the Habitats Directive. And was it a difficult birth?
Well, thank you very much for this question. First of all, I would like to say that, you hear me, yes? This was a collective effort. It was a team effort, okay? And what comes to my mind about the birth thing was the negotiations were quite tough. They brought us into late night sessions, and there was quite a bit of resistance, reluctance towards this idea behind the Habitat Directive, but we managed in the end, so that was the important thing.
And do you remember any names of the team?
Oh, sure. I mean, we had Klaus Stuffmann, who was really very central to the whole effort. We had Stanley Johnson, there was a special advisor to Mr. Brinkhorst, the Director General. Then we had, of course, scientific advisor, Mr. Pierre de Villers. Not to forget the legal aspect. As you know, the directive has important legal aspects, so Ludwig Kremer, that you may remember as well. Yes.
Wow, what a team. And anything that you are particularly proud of in the Habitats Directive?
Oh, well, I think we should really appreciate and salute that this pioneering at the time idea of a coherent European ecological network. I mean, it's something, an idea that was really very front runner, yes. Yes. And of course, being involved in setting up this foundation for the largest network in the world. This is something one can be proud of, obviously.
Yeah, indeed, I agree. It's a very modern piece of legislation 30 years after. I mean, when you talk about the Habitats Directive in other countries in the world, they look at you and they are pretty shocked and amazed about what we did. But what about implementation? Did we meet your expectation? Did we exceed it?
Well, I mean, looking back, it's obviously the achievement is truly remarkable and stunning. What I would perhaps say, looking for the future, is that it's time also to keep in mind and to sort of buttress one article that is in the directive, which is Article 10. And Article 10 says that it's very important that to look into how would I say, the land use policies and the development policies that also go throughout the territory, EU territory. We know how important the good status also outside the sites is for the health and integrity of these sites. Let's not forget them.
The so-called coherence of the network, because it's called the network.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Henriette, thank you very much, I mean, for your contribution. You have met a piece of history.
And future.
And the future.
And future.
Thank you. You have to stay with me. Thank you. And the lesson there is, Henriette, you can't mime and use this at the same time. That you saw, unfortunately, because you're such a beautifully enthusiastic speaker. But the minute you do that, they're all saying, Amaya, get her to use the microphone. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to have you with us. A warm round of applause. Thank you. I just have a couple of moments with you. I mean, you're not retiring tomorrow, are you? No. Well, that's good.
No. She's keeping me a few days more.
She? Who's she? We say have this expression, the cat's mother. I mean, my God, if I said that to the Director General on the front row, she's there, come on up. I would be... Anyway, we won't even think of that.
You'll beat me later.
Yeah. Okay. Before I ask you the questions, I want to just give, on behalf of you and everybody, a shout out to all the people in the organisations who are working for a better environment. And we're going to pinpoint one such organisation today because it's also celebrating an anniversary this year, and that is, of course, BirdLife International, which is the world's largest nature conservation partnership of civil society organisations. And, you know, congratulations, huge congratulations, 100 years, that's huge. We do have a lovely surprise. We have a video message from the CEO, Patricia Zurita. So if we could play that, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patricia Zurita and I'm the Chief Executive of BirdLife International. Today, I'm talking birthdays. Ours at BirdLife and yours. And I'm thrilled to salute the European Union's LIFE program on its 30th year of working to save, protect and restore nature. Now, I don't want to pull rank, but at BirdLife we're celebrating our 100th anniversary of doing the same work, so we feel especially qualified to recognize the extraordinary importance and role of life. We have the grey hairs to know just how successful you've been. One reason is because we were part of the founding principles of the amazing Natura 2000 network of protected sites. Natura 2000 is one of the biggest and most coherent networks of protected areas in the world and the planet's boldest attempt to date to counter the biodiversity crisis. I'm very proud that BirdLife's IBAs, its Important Birds and Biodiversity Areas network, which we launched in 1979, has played an important role as key scientific reference for designation of the special protected areas which lie at the heart of the Natura 2000 network. Because our IBA designations are based on purely scientific criteria, they are not subject to the commercial whims and pressures society often applies to lands and seas which could be exploited profitably. And so the Natura 2000 network, likewise, has been focused on conserving key species and habitats on the basis of where they are, rather than on where they don't get in the way of development. BirdLife has been involved in hundreds of LIFE projects designed to protect and restore sites and species. Our education and outreach have made millions of citizens aware and engaged with the network. Our studies have guided management choices. With the landmark of Nature Alert campaign, we gather a big coalition from all over the world to defend Natura 2000 from the deregulation drive of the previous era. Today, we're at the forefront of the fight for a strong EU nature restoration law to make Natura 2000 more ecologically resilient, better connected, and more coherent, and eventually tip the balance from protecting what's left to bringing back what has been lost. Before I finish, let me send a special salute to the EU Commission and its DG Environment. Day in and day out, they fight the good fight, sometimes even having to convince their own colleagues, not to mention the significant opposition they face from lobbies, and they are effective and persistent and inspired in doing so. So I raise my glass with the entire 117 members of the BirdLife family around the world to salute LIFE and the Natura 2000 on achieving your 30th year, confident that like us, you'll achieve your 100th anniversary as we continue our productive and successful collaboration. Congratulations.
So, I don't wish to be sinister, but apparently I have to stay a little behind you. This is, yes, that is just for the lovely audience at home, so that, you know, they can have their beautiful Hollywood camera angles. So I have a couple of questions for you, if I may. All the way through this, we've heard this red thread. This is the People's Programme. We heard it from you. We've heard about communities. We've heard about ecosystem. You've worked so many years. That makes you sound very old, I'm sorry. You've worked for quite a few years for LIFE. If you had to share perhaps one highlight that really encapsulates that sort of People's Programme, those communities, what would it be?
Just one little story. In 1998, I am in Rhodes on a mission, visiting a project on a very small fish this size that probably nobody really bothers about. And I'm meeting this young university professor, Maria. I will not unveil the family name. And she's quite nervous. We go through the day, the first day of the visit, and in the evening, as usually it happens during these missions, we go out for dinner together. And during dinner, you know, we are in Greece, I'm Italian, things start flowing in a more natural way. 2 days after, I'm leaving the mission, and Maria wants to tell me something personal, and says, you know, Angelo, I've always been a very much European individual. I believe in Europe. But after meeting you, I'm more European than before. So I thought for a moment I had earned, I think, my salary. And that was the power of the LIFE program, which is an incredible visit card vis-à-vis the citizens. Yeah. It's one splendid way to show what the EU really is for good, I think.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. I could hear a few eyeballs squeaking there as people wondered exactly where your story was going, but it went in a very, including, can I just say, from the front row there, I think there was this kind of alarm. What is he talking about? Okay. But it was a good one, and you make an incredibly relevant point, and absolutely. We've heard this evening, we heard some of the accomplishments in the last 3 decades, so we know that. Again, sort of similar to a question I put to the Commissioner at the outset, if there was 1 or 2 challenges that you think the programme is particularly going to have to be looking at in the coming years, what would those be?
Well, probably 2 different challenges. On the one side, you have the part of life which we have celebrated again and again today, which is the nature and biodiversity conservation, which is the one that started together at the same day, at the same time in 1992 with the Habitats Directive. There we are experiencing indeed a magic growth of the capacity of the people on the ground to carry on their shoulders more and more ambitious projects to protect and restore nature. Our legislation is pushing again in that direction. The only thing that we have to make sure is that the LIFE program will follow in terms of its capacity to support it financially. So during this round and possibly during the next round, we should do even better than what we have done so far in terms of putting enough resources for this increased capacity. On the other side, you have the LIFE environment, LIFE climate, and the LIFE energy components, which are somewhat different. There, I would say the challenge is more to fine-tune our work together with the many other programs that are trying to deliver on those themes in a way that we really are synergic and complementary. And in that way, we will make sure that every euro that we spend of European money does deliver and does not simply duplicate. And I think this is a challenge that we can succeed.
Thank you. And I guess as a sort of a last question and a follow-on from that, you know, it is birthday celebrations. We've got these 30 years, not just LIFE, but Natura 2000. So traditionally, one blows out candles on a cake and makes a wish. So if you have a wish, and also bearing in mind what you say those upcoming challenges are, what would you wish for the network, for the programs, for both these glorious initiatives?
I would wish that if we want to succeed and get to the level of the 100 years, I would wish that we retain one story which is really very sort of orthodox and traditional from the LIFE program. Its success is based on its genetics. Its genetics is a bottom-up approach and a flexible program. If we keep these 2 things, then we will probably stay on duty and on the market for a very long time, because we will always be very much needed. Mm-hmm. To the contrary, if we start making it too complex and too sort of Brussels-driven, if I may say so, we might risk killing the beauty of this program, which is indeed a people's program.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute delight to have you with me, and I can, you know, the enthusiasm and the knowledge and the precision. Thank you so much, Angelo. And when are you stopping working with, when are you moving out of this?
1st of October, I'll be a free man, or as I say to my friends, I'll be half a free man. I'm married, so I mean, I'm still under a certain level of control. But okay, that's the date.
I think you need to go and join the program, the winner, the honorary prize there. I think that, you know, just, hey, you've got free time. That's a new project that's going on. It's crying out for help.
No, we can't. For 2 years, isn't it? I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? You can't? Okay.
We have a...
So, don't go away, please, because we are going to close in an explosion of the photographer, and probably people with their smartphones, flashes. Can I just do the thanks, if I may? Thank you so much to you. Can I thank and congratulate all of those? I'm going to come here a little bit. Am I allowed to be here? You can tell me if it's not the right place. I'm coming closer to him. Okay, there we go. Now I feel European too, you see, just picking up on your story. So, may I thank and congratulate literally everybody involved in, those who aren't even here, those of you who are joining us online, who are involved in and, of course, contributing to the LIFE programme, the LIFE family. So that's the beneficiaries, but also the European Commission. Also, the jury members, the finalists, the winners, the Special Life and Natura 2000 awardee, and the really, really hard-working teams, not only behind the programme, but also have helped put these awards together. So it is quite gigantic. So can we just do a clap, please, for the technical crew? Because we sped through this yesterday. And there are quite a lot of moving parts, but they are actually quite a pain in the bum to put together, especially when you've got these hybrid events. So thank you very much to the lovely crew, all of you. And of course, a huge thanks to you for letting me force you to applaud, force you to take part in Slido polls, and forcing you to tweet. Has anybody in this room tweeted yet? You did very well on the winning front, so I'm not surprised. Anybody who didn't win tweeted yet? You did? Are you connected to this program in a fundamental way? That really doesn't help me, that answer, but thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you very much to our cartoonists. Thank you very much to, who did I miss? I think that was it. All of our fellow speakers. That's it. We need a group shot. So please, can I ask the finalists and winners to come on stage and wish you all a very, very good evening. And I think we're going to leave with some of your illustrations. So please join us on stage. Thank you very much.